Hi, and welcome to my daily tarot reading, using a tarot perspective to help you make the shift into 5D consciousness. So these are the three cards that I pulled today. We've got the Eight of Swords, the Nine of Cups, and the Eight of Wands. So the first thing that strikes me is that we have two 8 cards in this reading. And 8 has to do with self-empowerment, feeling empowered. So we can see the difference in these two cards. In the Eight of Swords, this person is obviously not feeling empowered. And then we have the Eight of Wands, where somebody's just going with the flow. So it basically represents 3D here and 5D here. So the question is, how do we get from this to this? And that's what we're going to talk about today. So in the Eight of Swords, the first card, we see a person who is completely stuck in her head. She's got a blindfold on, her hands are tied. Symbolically, that means, of course, that she can't do anything about the situation. She is completely stuck. She can't see a solution. She can't see any kind of win-win or common goal or anything like that. She just feels like she's in a situation where she has no choice. And that is a feeling of complete disempowerment. But if we look at the swords, they have a tendency to get stuck in their heads and make things worse than they actually are. And if we look at the picture too, the bandages are loose. She could remove them. She could remove the blindfold so she can see a solution. So how do we do that in real life? The solution in this situation is to think out of the box. You have to look at things in a whole different way. And the card that's next to it, the Nine of Cups, tells you how to do that. You have to go from the head to the heart. You have to feel what would benefit you or the other person that you're dealing with. You have to use your imagination. You have to just listen to your heart. Because in the 3D world, we believe that the head knows and the heart is vague and nebulous. But the truth is exactly the opposite. The head thinks it knows, but the heart actually does know. The heart has all the power. If you want to do something and your head says, no, you can't do that, your heart will still go in its imagination and do it, even though your head says no. Because that is where your energy is. That's where your drive is. That's where your passion is. So to empower yourself, you have to get out of your head and start imagining other solutions. Start imagining things that you've never even thought about. And the Nine of Cups is good at manifesting. They're manifesting from the heart. And all these cups at the top here shows that all your wishes can be true. You just have to believe it. Because in the Eight of Swords, people are stubborn. When they're stuck in their heads, they're stubborn. They have a lot of energy invested in the lack of solution that they are experiencing. And they're making excuses for their limitations all the time. And those excuses stop them from moving forward, and they stop them from seeing solutions. So what happens is, when you go into your heart and you stop making excuses for why this is not going to work, all of a sudden you can feel other options. You can feel inspiration coming. You can feel ideas coming from source. The figure in this card looks very happy and satisfied with what's happening. So we have to learn to go from skepticism to trusting our hearts. In 3D, we have valued skepticism and mental stuff, and is it this or is it that? Yes or no? That's a 3D way of looking at things. In the fourth dimension, it is yes and no, because it can be both at the same time. And in the fifth dimension, we know that there could be good things and bad stuff, and there can be bad things and good stuff, and it's all good. It's all good. That's a neutral statement. It goes from, what's it going to be? Are you choosing this or are you choosing that? To, oh, it's all good. I don't have to choose because it's all good. I'll just trust that life unfolds the way it's supposed to for the best of all, and I'm not going to worry about it. So there's a huge mental shift that has to go from this kind of stuckness to going with the flow and feeling that it's all good. Here the ego is invested in stuckness. So the key to freeing yourself from the stuckness that you experience in 3D is to get out of your head, get into your heart, start feeling things, start imagining solutions, start thinking out of the box and dropping any fixed ideas that you have about what's right, what's wrong, what's going to work, what's not going to work, and just realizing that it's all good. Go with the flow and see where your heart guides you, and just trust in the divine order of things and the way things are unfolding. And that trust that keeps you in the flow will also make you feel empowered, because you're no longer struggling with everything that's going on in your life. So that was the 5D message about empowerment, and I hope you like it, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!